So recently the King of Spain went to Puerto Rico and got me thinking about prior kings of Spain. And we don't talk enough about this guy. This is King Charles II of Spain. Um, and he was incredibly inbred. Now, he came from the Habsburg family, which was an Austrian family, and their whole purpose was to keep their bloodline pure. And for 200 years, they had been inbreeding. So Charles II was actually product of his father, the King of Spain, and his father's sister's daughter, so his niece. And when I tell you incredibly inbred, I want to give you a little taste of what they've said about this guy. His jaw was so pronounced and messed up that he couldn't close his mouth. He had very few teeth, so he couldn't eat solid food. He couldn't speak in coherent sentences, so they didn't bother educating him. They ended up giving him a wife, and his wife was also his niece, so his sister's daughter. And on the wedding night, she said she wanted nothing to do with him. And when it came time to consummate their relationship, he kept falling because his legs were so deformed they could not hold his body weight. So he couldn't walk to the bed. People in the king's court would call him El Hechizado, which means the bewitched. People in the king's court also said that his death sentence was signed the moment he was born. And it was alleged that in the king's court, he would scare people and nobody wanted to make eye contact with him. And because he was so incredibly inbred, he was working with a 0-member swim team, if you know what I mean. So his first wife, who was also his niece, eventually died, bearing him no sons. A week later, they gave him another wife. Her name was Catherine, I believe, and she had 23 children. So they were all like, listen, we're dealing with the fertile myrtle here. You got to do something. Because of his situation, he was not able to get the club jumping, if you know what I mean. He ended up dying at 39. When they did the autopsy, the doctor said that his heart was abnormally small. He said his exact words were, it was like a peppercorn. He also said that his intestines were black and rotting, and that his brain was mostly water. It was filled with water. Y'all, these people had us in bondage. In chains. So this is what people say that he looked like. He went by the nickname El Hechizado, which means like the cursed one. If that's incorrect, please correct me. But yeah, this is what a forensic anthropologist's reconstruction of his face said that he looked like. It's alleged that he had lesions on his face. He had really bad acne. And because he was so inbred, it's alleged that he struggled to speak. He didn't have a very good command of the Spanish language because up here was marbles. And it's alleged that he was also very cruel. He was very nasty and cruel to people. I'm going to talk more about some of the people that were in his court that he would make fun of and do horrible things with. But yeah, he wasn't a good person. But I think he was also just a product of the society around him. So it's crazy. He wasn't all there either, so you can't really blame him.